Hey, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another Bannerlord video. In this one, I'm gonna be talking about and showcasing a little bit of from the start to around Clan Tier 2 or close to Clan Tier 2, right? Some of the steps will be a little different depending on the mode you play. Campaign will be different than a sandbox. I'm gonna showcase campaign. But before we get started, I just want to remind that if we can get to 575 subscribers by Christmas, we'll be doing $25 gift card giveaway. And I do giveaway on Kick, which I stream every day. And I do have my own Discord, so join. Let's talk about Bannerlord, other games, whatever you want, and eventually build up there. And I got something new and exciting, well, not necessarily new, but something exciting news coming soon. But with all that said, let's talk about it, right? When you first start, you have, or in the main menu, you have new campaign and sandbox. Sandbox is whatever you want to do. Campaign is, well, you have a little bit of campaign, but you can choose to ignore it if you want to. I've only done it once because it is a little tedious, but we're going to showcase campaign because it gives you a little bit of boost in your progression, especially early on versus sandbox, right? But let's go through the campaign. I'm not gonna do character customization really. I'm just gonna spam whatever. You can customize your character however you want. It is on you what you want to do, right? But yeah, you can do melee, you can do ranged, whatever you want. It does not matter, right? And again, that is all personal preference. Culture, again, personal preference. We'll go with the basic one. Empire, basic. Right, I'm not looking at it, it's just random. Again, this is just to right, boom, right? It's just so I was able to talk about the difference between campaign and a sandbox, right?
Brother,
but
it's been 3 days now.
You know, in campaign you have this little stuff where you can go tutorial, or we're gonna skip it because it's just to teach you a little basics and for you to try out different weapons, right? To be spearman or melee weapon on a horseback, archery, whatever you want to do, right? When you're in campaign, you get this thing, right? Where you can assemble your dragonborn. Select your name, blah blah blah, right? And you're better. Now, here's the advantages of the campaign. If you establish a clan, which requires you to get $2,000, gather a party of 20 men, get to clan tier 1 and hire a companion, it's gonna give you an extra 20, I believe. I don't remember. It's gonna give you a nice booster right now, so you're gonna be able to reach clan tier 2 faster. If you don't do campaign, you'll be in sandbox, which means you'll be able to spawn. If you're Azerai, you'll be in Azerai territory. Kuzaid and Kuzaid. If you're Empire, you'll be spawning here. If you're Batani and Batani territory, Valandian here, and Sturge up here. If you're on campaign, it does not matter if you're Valandian, Sturgeon, Azerai, Kuzaid, Batanian, you'll be spawning by here, or right here, by Poros at training field, right? So the first things you want to do is, well, if you can extend the map, just so you can see your speed, right? Your food, your range, whatever. Range doesn't matter, but it's daily wage and your party speed. The very first things is, obviously, you want to pick your stuff. That's, again, I'm not going to talk about skills, because that's on you. Whatever you chose for your character, you work on that. But go, and the first things you want to do is obviously recruit. If you first the game, just recruit peasants, just so you can safely travel, and make sure you get some food. If you're in sandbox, you're not gonna have food, so buy some. As you can see, this is a little expensive, so don't do that just yet. You can do is buy a bunch of sheep or boar, right? And then what you can do is just slaughter them. It's gonna make you a little bit heavy, but boom. We're not making money here, which is unfortunate, right? Actually, we made a little bit, but you can see our movement speed is low. That's because we're in a forest. I'm gonna try to get to Poros. I'm gonna try to avoid the banners, which we won't. If this happens, you know, you can pay him off. We're gonna pay him off 147. If this happens, it's not the end of the world. I've done it. It sucks, but unless you want to fight him, you can do that, right? So now, look at that. Height is 47. right? And we sell the meat. We made a little bit of profit, which is pretty nice. Then you can use that to recruit more troops. Boom. And if you get lucky, you get a wanderer here. I'm gonna talk. Blah blah blah. Oh, I messed it up. I apologize. Right? I'd like to recruit. It's gonna cost us 521. We'll do that. Now here is the next stuff. You want to do missions, right? A little quest so you can get your money. And if you can campaign, oh, it's gonna give you that, and it's gonna give you a little bit of renown. Now, look at the grain. It's gonna cost 23, so we'll buy a few. Right? Since we're a small party, we're gonna be good for a bit. Now, the easiest missions you want to do are the weapons. You know, the gang leader needs weapons. It's gonna give you quite a lot of money. But it's not as a good guy playthrough, right? Another not bad one is deliver herd. Well, no, it's gonna make you 10 hogs and it's gonna give you 750 to Zionica. Boom. Right? And Zionica is not super far, so be able to deliver it. You want to try to get to close to 20 troops while having a companion, so you can get that mission. Right? Because that's gonna give you a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money. It's gonna be able to get you to the next stage, which is rescue your family. And you're gonna continue just recruiting troops, you know. Yes, they're peasants, they're not the greatest at fighting, but you wanna try to fight like 5, 6, maybe 7 enemies, bandits. The reason why is so you can, what you call it, get your people set up. Boom, 10 hogs. Look at that, we got some money. Now, this is also not a bad one. Takes care of the brigands. It's also not bad in the early game because it's only 2 bands. It's going to give you $550, right? Not a lot, but it's going to help you. And if you see this little symbol, helmet, what you can do is go to the arena, and it's going to give you judgment, which is not the greatest weapons, right? But it's something. But another big thing why you're doing it is you can sell it for a little bit, but you can bet, right? For example, let's bet. Right? And it's going to give you renown. If you win, it's going to give you a whopping 3 renown. Which might not seem like a lot, but it's better than nothing. Look at that. We're helping our people and we're going to just eliminate. Boom, like that. Now, I'm not gonna showcase you the whole tournament, just the first part, and look at that. Now we have 600. To continue, it's gonna be less, so we're gonna be able to get 480. Actually, should be a showcase. If we continue win, you're gonna be able to get some starting money. It's obviously not a huge. You're gonna have to be decent. You know, you can't be too aggressive in arena because starting wise you have nothing, and you might get lucky. There might be a huge horse that you can sell for like 15, 17, 18 grand. Like, that'll be massive. Or it might some weapon, some armor pieces, and that will be huge in itself. So if you stay in this, what you can do is get him to aggro on you and just block. Look at that. And you pretty much win the tournament. I messed it up. I did not bet on myself, so we're not going to be able to win as much. You know, we'll be able to get 1,300. We could have been able to get up to 1,500, 1,600, which is might seem like a little, but starting wise, that's a lot of money. So you can get food, so you can get troops, and eventually upgrade them to the next tier from like peasants to either bowmen or just infantry. Look at that. We got 3 renown, and we got a prize that will help you get a little bit. Look at that. With 1,800, and we're chilling. Right? It's gonna give you some character stuff, you know, some athletics, depending which tournament you do, all that cool stuff. You know, we're just gonna up it up a little just for the sake of the video. Again, that's on you. Now, from here, your stuff is to do a little bit of questing. Find small looter parties. That's 24. We are not ready. 9-man bandits. They are spearman throws. You don't want to do that. Right, so you're just looking around for small bandit packs. You don't have to do that quest. You can just hunt normal bandits. Again, that will help you with stuff. Look at that. Bandit near base. This one is especially huge. Right? Because if you complete it, it's going to give you 3,000. Right? And you want to try to complete it. Again, 3,000 dinars is a lot of money. So what you do from here is just, again, fight the bandits, do all that stuff once you reach clan tier 1. Right? If you're in a campaign, you want to go to nearby town, once you get your all this stuff, a nearby town, and then you will talk to the more of the people and tell you there's a bandit base near it. You complete it, right? You get your family, which will help you up set up because your brother is a awesome character. I primarily build him as quartermaster, right? Since he has some steward, right? And then you can pick him to do whatever else. And then you're also going to give you a nice chunk of renown. From there, what you want to do is just be a mercenary for whichever kingdom. The best way to get a kingdom, to find the kingdom that is going to accept you, is go to the encyclopedia. You can go by strength. Let's say Battania is the weakest, right? And they're at war with the Western Empire. And Western Empire is stronger, so they will be paying more. Right? So what you want to do is just, once you climb tier 1, just go become mercenary. Until you climb tier 1, just do some quests to help you get some money. If you get into arena into horse, sell it, make a lot of money. Just do arenas, fight bandits, do some small quests. They'll help you get to climb tier 1 the fastest. The huge quest is some brigands, just so you can get some equipment. The bandit base near a certain location. The gang leader needs weapons, is going to give you a lot. They want a one-handed access, so when you fight looters or bandits, save all the one-handed access. Make sure it says one-handed access, and just continue build up. Once you reach clan tier 1 again, just do mercenary contracts. If you want to fight some bandits and do like bandit base near this location, do that, but try to be in mercenary contract with one of the kingdoms and try to stay with a huge army and help them fight other huge armies, right? Because the more enemies you eliminate in the battle, the better. If you can try to take on an enemy lord by yourself and you're pretty positive on taking on, let's say they have 20 troops left or 30 and you have like 60, 70, right? Especially if you campaign and got your brother, go ahead and do so, just so you can get more. If you have really amazing units like broken units like Battanian Fiend Champions from the castles in Battania, or Kuzay Kongard, which you can recruit from the villages that are assigned to castles and eventually upgrade them to that, do so, because if you can get a small chunk and you know how to control them some semi-decent, you can take a bigger armies and get a lot of renown, right? Renown is going to help you and is going to give you influence. The more you eliminate and better you get it, the more you get influence, the more the mercenary contracts will pay, right? And another thing that can help you is getting a little bit higher charm, but to get that, a lot is going to require 275 charm. But again, just the overcap of everything, probably said it 50 times, apologize, is until you climb tier 1, just do some small quests, easy ones, recruit troops so you don't get overwhelmed, and if you're in campaign, get a companion so you can do the quest, do the tournament, right? Once you get to climb tier 1, become rescue your brother, put him as your quartermaster, find the kingdom that is at war, make sure they pay you decent, and be their mercenary, continue fight enemies with them, do all that stuff until you climb tier 1, after which you can decide which kingdom, if you want to continue being a mercenary or if you want to join another kingdom and be their vassal. But hope that kind of helped you and taught you how to have a bit easier time. It will take a little bit, it will take an hour or two, maybe 3, depending how fast and depending how lucky you might get. But with all that said, again, I hope this taught you something. If it did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Do let me know what other type of videos you want to see, But with all that said, don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one, and bye-bye.